forming up for the 7th restart of the night here on lap 183 of the 2011 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. It's race number 6, the A&W 300 from Vernon, BC, and we're back under green.
All that horsepower down into turn one more time with our new leader, the 7 of Pete Shepard.
We'll see if local track knowledge can help the 12 of Jim White. He's had a very racy car up inside the top 5 for most of the evening in the A&W number 12. Jim White now trying to hang onto the outside groove of the 8 car of Don Thompson Jr. to the inside.
He's also racing for family bragging rights. You know, his brother in that other A&W car, he wants to be the best in the family tonight.
It's Chevy versus Dodge in that family. It's Jim versus Jason, and so far, as you mentioned, Jim has got the upper hand as we ride on board with Nathan Wink in the 48 in 8th spot.
There's the 9 of Mark Dilley. That car working really good now that he's got the fresh left side tires on.
Yeah, he's tucked to the inside, holding his own in the Leland Industries number 9. J.R. Fitzpatrick right in behind him, 114 laps to go. And you can find out where your favorite driver is running in the OCR gas bar ticker across the top of your screen.
Oh, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, he's up there on the high side, making that work real well. But the 9 of Mark Dilley right around the bottom of the hook.
Boy, racing side-by-side really does cost you a lot of momentum here at this track. You notice as they race for second on back, the leader just able to stretch a bit of a lead. Now Pete Shepard has about a 10-car length lead.
Well, 2 cars racing side by side, giving each other a little bit of respect. You can't quite use all the racetrack, and of course that slows the car down.
That's how you said about respect as the 60 leans on the 0-2 of Kerry Mix. Ron Beauchamp Jr. fighting hard for position. And there's the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick looking to the outside, was trying to get a run together on the outside of the 9, but had to check up when that car stepped in.
On board with Ron Beauchamp Jr. in that Mopar 60 down the front stretch. Listen to that thing sing the man.
Boy, you can hear it all over. Even when you're riding on board, you can hear it getting hit from behind, hit from the side as White in the 21 goes for a half slide through 1 and 2. He gathers it back up, grabs the gear, and gets going. And he pulls in behind the ADF Diesel Ford of Isabel Trombley. He's having a quietly decent run here today. Again, he's trying to learn these tracks. He's seeing them for the very first time.
Well, she's getting lots of seat time, Dave, and that's what's important here. Respect the cars, respect the racetrack, and learn your craft by getting laps without getting into trouble.
There's the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr., the 48 of Nathan Wink, side-by-side battle for 7th position. Looks like Wink will come out on top in that battle on the outside.
Well, Wink's got to feel pretty good about this. His first race of the year, and he's running with the big dogs.
Yeah, he's run monster trucks, he's run stock cars, pretty much had his hand in everything, and runs pretty much everything very, very well, and he's doing just the same here. But chasing your leader, the 7 of Pete Shepard, 2nd place, now up for grabs. The 22 of Scott Steckley will take that spot away from the 12 of Jim White.
Jim White doing the crossover move off of turn 2, but can't get the drive to get to the 22.
Oh, and we got trouble. The 07 of Isabel Tremblay, and caution is out. We talked about the great run she was having here today, and the ADF Diesel Ford finds herself backed up against the outside retaining wall.
You can see the wall camera showing Dexter Stacy laying down all kinds of smoke. She probably just got up out of the groove to stay away from the smoke, spun around into the fence.
And now a final chance for pit stops, and it looks like everyone's coming in, Todd.
This is the stop that matters for the teams. The number 7 crew for Pete Shepard goes to work on the right side. Car going up in the air, 2 tires coming off, a fresh set of right side Goodyears are about to go on. Little trouble with the left rear. Now it's going on. Pete Shepard will be down and out of here in seconds. It's the race off pit road.
And a race that will be everybody getting fresh right side tires.
And one driver who already got his right side tires, now he's got track position, is your new leader, the 22 of Scott Steckley. To Motoplex Speedway in British Columbia, round number 6 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, and set for another restart on board the number 17 of DJ Kennington, the Castrol Edge Dodge, as he restarts in 3rd. Sean Gibbs waves the green, and we're back underway.
Down into corner 1 one more time. The 8 is able to get the spot. He's going to close the door on the 17.
The 22 of Scott Steckley is your leader as everybody tucks in single file through the top 4. And now that battle between the 7 of Pete Shepard, the 02 of Kerry Mix.
Wow, DJ DJ Kennington got a great run off of turn 4 and was able to muscle up underneath the 8.
You know, always love coming out to Motoplex Speedway here in Vernon, BC, because not only is it a great race each and every time, but it's just a wonderful facility. Have to take our hat off to Bob Newcomb and his staff. They do a wonderful job here every year.
Well, they just help you with anything you need. You know, like great crowd control, beautiful facility, and always a great show.
Dice for 9th position there between the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr., the 48 of Nathan Wick. They've been side by side nearly all race long. They're like two magnets. They can't get away from each other.
Side by side, Kerry Mix in the 0-2, and that's the 8 of Don Thompson Jr.
And there is Mark Dilley in the Leland Industries number 9, the Dodge. And he looks to go to the inside on the 8 car of Don Thompson Jr., but Thompson's going to slam the door once again.
Well, Mark Dilley really turned his night around. Had trouble early on, got left side tires. They put rights on it, and now he's back in the hunt.
But Scott Steckley off to the races in the Canadian Tire Motomaster Dodge. The 22 is out in front of the Castrol Edge Dodge, and there is Thompson around. The Farmers Feed Families. Number 8 goes around in a cloud of smoke. No caution yet. And Thompson looking to rejoin the field. Now he gets going just as the caution flies. So Thompson stopped in a dangerous spot to the inside of the track. We'll have another look.
Well, he was up on the outside of the 9. Oh, the 12 got in the back of the 8, and around he goes.
That's the second time tonight that's happened. The 12 and the 8 making contact, and Don Thompson Jr. getting the worst of it. Both times, the 12 of Jim White also getting a little bump from the 48 of Nathan Wick, but both those cars stay straight. We continue under caution. Your leader continues to be the 22 of Scott Steckley. Believe it or not, we're set for restart number 9 on the night in the A&W 300. The longest race of the year is back under green, and Scott Steckley is once again your leader.
Well, Steckley having this race his own way. DJ's led the most laps. But remember, at the top of the show, we talked to his crew chief. They've set their plan, they've activated it, and look where they are. They're leading the show.
Yeah, Giulio Montanari wanted to come in early for fuel and tires. They did just that. Now the 22 is pacing the field. And Billy, you've said this more than once. Which lap pays the money?
The one with the checker, baby.
Absolutely. You can lead all the early laps you want, but you won't win races that way. Have to mention, too, the VTEC free pass. That last caution went to the 25 of Sarah Cornet-Ching. She's currently in 11th and back on the lead lap. Not a bad outing for a first time out.
Wow, look at the hood flapping on the Aaron's Dream Machine.
A lot of contact happening throughout the fields here at Motoplex Speedway. And the 8 car of John Thompson Jr. just ahead of the 9 of Mark Dilley and the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. That is all a battle for 6th, and the 48 of Nathan Wick in there too with a Midwest Combustion Chevy.
Well, Donnie Thompson having a heck of a night. He's been around backwards twice, and he's still in the top 10.
Yeah, that car actually doesn't look too bad for all the contact it's been involved in. The body's still in good shape. Second position, the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington goes around the Equipment Express Chevy of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Well, till two really good friends doing battle. These guys are fun to watch when they go at it.
And Billy, with the 22 of Steckley coming in early for tires, picking up his right sides earlier on, is it easy or hard to save those right sides for the end, run long distances?
Well, if your car is working pretty good, you can coast the car into the corner, don't lean on the right front too much, and save it for that last 50-mile or 50-lap run. And that's probably what Steckley's got in the back of his helmet.
Well, here's two drivers that aren't coasting at all. Mark Dilley up on the outside, battle for 8th with the 48 of Nathan Wick. Look at Wick, all kinds of crossways off of turn number 4 as he puts the power down and tries to hang on the inside. Looks like everybody's picked up that line way down low in 1 and 2, and it seems to be working.
Coming up off of turn 2, as we said earlier, it's important to stay away from the fence. And when you diamond it off, you can get on the power earlier and straighten turn 2 out.
Trevor Siebert in the 69, tucking to the inside, letting the leaders go by on the outside. The 22 of Steckley still leads the 17, and there is the 25 of Sarah Cornet-Ching. She's in 11th spot on the lead lap, started all the way back in 19th, and has done a lot of learning here in her first NASCAR Canadian Tire Series race.
She's doing a good job, but she's fairly smooth. If you watch the front rotors, she's not even glowing them, which means she's not overdriving the corner. Well, as I said that, she gets in the back of the 5, but she's doing a good job.
Another young driver just ahead that you got into was the 5 of Noel Dowler in his first oval start here in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. And he's doing a pretty good job here, too.
Well, his dad was no slouch here back in the Cascar days, so I'm sure he's getting some good coaching.
Absolutely. That radio chatter constant between the 5 and his crew all night long. And there's the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 02 of Kerry Mix. Fitzpatrick is around on the front straightaway. You see flagman Sean Gibbs grabbing the caution, and he'll throw it once again. The 10th time we've slowed for caution here in the A&W 300. And we're going to have to take a look at that one again, Billy.
Well, they're racing for position, so let's see on the replay what really happened.
Now, J.R. Fitzpatrick was just ahead of the Dickies Ford of Kerry Mix, and they're pitted beside each other as well. That makes it awkward.
Coming up off of turn 4, Kerry's tucked up underneath the 84, so whether JR was a little loose and Kerry got into him when he checked up or what, but the 84 definitely goes around off the nose of 02.
Now, it did look like the 84 was a little bit crossways coming off of corner number 4, so that may have slowed his exit speed just a little bit, and Kerry Mix got into the back bumper, but one guy who's not happy is J.R. Fitzpatrick. And there's Mick stopping on the track. Fitzpatrick doing a little dance of sorts here at Motoplex Speedway. And 2 right side tires down for Sarah Cornett-Ching. We'll be back.